Let me start the recording also. So first, here, the very first thing what you have to know is radians and the exact values. About the radians and the exact values. Have you heard about radians?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so what is the connection in between radians and the normal degrees?
Mm,
So the connection means actually the relationship in between. You can see my screen as well, right?
yes, teacher.
Okay. So for the radians, first thing in trigonometry is how to measure these angles. When you called measuring the angles, we have two methods. One is from the radians by using the radians. The other one is by using the what we call the degrees. But normally, basically, always for trigonometries, we are measuring the angles by using these radians. So now the next question is how we can connect the radians and the degrees, normal degrees together. Okay, how we can
Yes,
connect the radians and the normal degrees together. That means there we have, if it's a point, what would be the angle around the point in degrees? If it's a point,
300.
yes, that would be 360. So our connection would be 2 phi. Okay, 2 phi is equals to 360 degrees. This phi measures from radians. If it's radians, we normally symboled it as rad. Rad defines radians. Then here 360 degrees. From that, okay, from that, by dividing both sides by 2, you will be able to get a relationship or connection as phi is equals to 180. 180 degrees. Okay, phi means the radians, 180 means the degrees. Is it clear? The first thing you
Yes,
should
teacher.
know. Now, let's go through with the connections. Okay, now tell me if it's 30 degrees now, if we convert these degrees into what we call the radians, how we calculate that? What do you think?
Divide it by 30. Divide 180 by 30.
Yes, very good. So what we have to do actually, this 30, we should divide it by 180 and then multiply it by what? 5. Because the relationship we had was 180 degrees was equals to 5 radians. Now,
Yes,
then we need to calculate it for 30 degrees. For 30 degrees, before that, we need to find out the value for 1 degree. To find out the 1 degree, what we have to do, 5 should divided by 180 and then it should multiplied by 30. Okay, that's how it is. That means actually 30 degrees divided by 180 times 5. So then you can cut both denominator and the numerator. That means 1 and 6 here. Then you will receive 5 over 6. Is it clear?
yes, teacher.
Okay, now what you can do? So we have like special angles. No? Normally these 30 degrees one, 65 degrees one, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 and 360. All these ones are like familiar or nikang. We are using those ones frequently. So for all these angles, by using this method, we can calculate the magnitude of the angle from the radians as well. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, now So, can you put the note as trigonometry and first part is radians and then just write only this relationship. Degrees and radians bear the relationship. What is 5 radians is equals to 180. And then try to get these values for these special angles
Okay.
by yourself. Okay. So the first part is that. No need to write everything, just if you can understand the method how to convert the degrees into radians, that's what I just want.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Then what will happen? How to convert the radians value to degrees? How to
Look at
convert the rate?
pi as 180 and then
Yes.
divide or multiply.
Yes, that means, for example, let's assume so now we know that, we know that 5 is equals to 180 degrees, no? So that
Yes,
means
teacher.
then if, let's assume that they have given like to calculate, to find out the radian, to find out 5 over 3 radian value in degree scalar, then what we can do? We can like divide this 180 by 5 and multiply it by 5 over 3. That's the method. Okay. See, for
Okay,
if it's degrees, then what we have to do? We have to divide it by 180, then multiply it by 5 to convert it into radians. If it's radians, then we should divide it by 5. Okay, we should divide it by 5 first and then we should multiply it by 180. Okay,
yes, teacher.
that's how. Okay, now do that part as well. Make a like a little knot, short knot. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Then, so now this part is done. That is the first part you should know. Then we have the exact values. I'll move to the next part. So then the second part will be the exact values. So for this exact values, now what does that mean actually? So here we will be talking about the what? Actually, we will be talking about the main ratios what we have in triangles. I mean trigonometries. So there
Yes,
we have three main ratios. One is sine, the other one is cos, the other one is tan. Okay, so these are the
okay.
three main basic ratios what we have in trigonometry. So now what will happen? Now, so let's assume this is the angle. So before that, so in all levels also we have learned about these three, If it's sine,
Yes, teacher.
sine means actually opposite of should divided by height. Okay, so let's
Yes,
assume we have a right angle triangle like this, and theta. This is the respective opposite, and this is the adjacent. This is the adjacent length, and this is the height. That's how it works. So now what will happen? If it's sine theta means opposite should divided by height. Opposite should divided by height. If it's cos, cos means adjacent, adjacent should divided by height. Okay, if it's cos theta means adjacent should divided by height. And for the tan theta means what? According to this given theta angle, marked theta angle, we have opposite divided by adjacent.
yes,
Those
teacher.
are the three basic trigonometric ratios. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Can you write those three as well with this sketch?
Sure, teacher.